y'all, it's Corey from Girl Buy. Just checking in with you all about my no buy January. Just want to talk a little bit about the best tips for a no buy month. I just recently finished one in January 2020, and I'm going to give you 5 tips about how to be successful in your no buy month and lead a no buy life. So, just a little bit of background. I am an avid shopper, love shopping online. That's one of my favorite ways to shop. And I love shopping for home, clothes, anything, you name it. If it's a sale, I'm there. So, a friend of mine who actually visited after Christmas and I were talking about possibly doing a no buy. And that's my girl, my sister from another mister, that's Miss Kim. And we'll hear from her from another time. But she came up and visited me, and of course we were shopping at another outlet place, and we're in New York, in case you didn't know. Well, I'm in New York, and we just decided, like, hey, what would it look like for us to really cut back? What would it look like for us to trim our shopping significantly? And we just decided that, okay, this month we're going to be very strict with ourselves, and we're not going to buy any excess clothes, jewelry, personal care items, Bath and Body Works collection stuff, Victoria's Secret, bags, purses, accessories, just not gonna buy any of that stuff. Of course, after we had already bought some other things. And so from there, we decided, okay, we're doing this, the month of January, we got this. So with that said, I wanna get to my first tip. My first tip is to, especially if you're an online shopper, unsubscribe from all those sale emails or those marketing emails from your favorite companies. Now, I'm a plus size person, so clearly I had a lot of emails from Lane Bryant and Torrid and City Chic. And while I love those companies and those brands, I just got bombarded by their emails every day. And so it's very hard to turn away from 20% off, 30% off, or we haven't seen you in a while, here's 50% off. And so the number one thing that I did that helped me to stay away from those websites and from trolling and shopping online was to unsubscribe from those emails. And that was just something that really took away the temptation, I guess you will, if you will, to shop. And so that's my number one tip. Highly recommend it. Or, forward them to an email that you don't check every day. If you can't give up the coupons, I understand that feeling. Just for that month, have them go to a different email account or set up a completely different email that you don't check regularly. So that's kind of my number one tip. My number 2 tip is in doing a no buy, you're going to feel like, oh, I have nothing. How can I survive? And so that's where tip number 2 really comes in. You're going to want to clean out all those drawers, the back of your closet, that chair that might be in your room that stacks up all of the clothes you sometimes wear or haven't gotten enough wears in before a wash. And you're going to want to organize that stuff. So cleaning out and organizing is tip number 2. This will allow you to see what you actually have. And for me, this was a game changer as well because I have about 30 pairs of black pants in different sizes and shapes and styles. And some are more leggings, some are more business, some is a trouser, some are the pant. Like, I have every kind of black pair of pants there is. And so I always buy black pants whenever I see them, just a habit. And so when I cleaned out my closets, well, dang, more than one, I found a lot of pants that I just hadn't worn, just a lot of stuff that I wasn't using because I, quite frankly, forgot about it, didn't know about it. And anyone who knows me knows I'm a clothes collector. So I will buy something and I'm like, I have to wait for the perfect moment to wear it. Or I have another friend who's like, oh no, I take the tag off that day and I'm wearing it. So, collecting those clothes, but really organizing them and seeing what you actually have and what you actually need was a great way for me to feel like, oh, I'm stopping shopping, but I'm not depriving myself because I'm still able to use things I already have, but maybe forgot about. So if you have one of those closets, you have some things that you need to clean out, this is the time to do it during the no buy month because you can feel like you're getting new stuff without depriving yourself. My third tip for a no buy is kind of the preparation. It's centered around the preparation for a no buy. And what I will say is this: do not go out and buy all the things you think you need for a no buy month. It's 30 days, and if you are committed to this, you can make it 30 days. You can get those little spatulas that get the foundation out of the corners. You can use a Q-tip. Like, There are a lot of different ways that you can make products stretch. And thankfully, I had already bought backup stuff, so it wasn't like I had to start over. But I do not recommend going out and buying additional products. You do not need them. And in fact, when you're doing that clean out, I recommend doing it in your bathroom as well for those kinds of beauty products that maybe you haven't used in a while, that might be on the cusp. You want to get rid of those. But some of them might be brand new. They might not have been opened. So you can use those. You can see, do I really enjoy this product, or did I like it because it was like cool packaging or whatever? And so it's a way for you to kind of figure out, okay, what are the things that I essentially have to have? I know for me, one of the things that I was really on the edge with is that I have this oil of Olay cream that I have, and I love it for two reasons. One, it really works and I wear it at night and in the daytime. And two, it reminds me of my grandmother. And I wear this because of her. And so I felt a little bit like, oh, I'm running out. I'm sad. I really wanted to buy it. But I realized that maybe a month or so ago, I had bought a Pond's moisturizer and was like, oh, I'm going to try this the next time. And so I was able to break that out when I got done with my oil of Olay using the Pond's. Doesn't give me that nostalgic, oh, I love my grandma feeling, but it still does the job. And it allowed me to get through the rest of my no-buy month pretty successfully. And honestly, I'm still using it to get rid of it. So that's a great thing to do. Use up all of your products. So that's beauty products, hair products, skin products. There's no feeling like using a product and then finishing it with just looking at it and that seeing I've used every single drop, I've gotten every single dime's worth of this product, every single cent's worth of this product. And for me, I love like being like, oh, another thing to throw away because it's completely done with, right? I feel like I used it until I cannot use it anymore. I guess I'm one of those people that's like in the toothpaste, rolling it up from the bottom because I'm like, I know there's more in there. So that isn't something important that you want to do. You want to use every product to the end. I promise you, I threw away so many hair product bottles that I was like, oh, I thought I was never going to finish this. Or creams or lotions. You ever get down to the last bit of lotion in a Bath and Body Works or Victoria's Secret tube, and I just cut off the top and I'm like, okay, there's some more there. I cut off the middle, there's some more there. So I personally find it highly enjoyable when I'm able to use a product down to the very last drop and then throw away or recycle the product packaging. Just for some reason makes me feel great. And that leads me to my fifth tip. So this is an important one and maybe should have been number one, but we'll call it number 5 for this video. And that is to set boundaries around your no-buy, right? So I did a no-buy for myself, for my personal care items, clothing, shoes, the excess stuff. I did not extend this into groceries. I did not extend this into, my husband might have needed to get something. I did not extend this to any of those areas. And I felt like doing it for the first time, I needed some set of boundaries so I can feel like I wasn't deprived in all areas. I didn't buy anything like special for myself because I was doing a no-buy. Like I wasn't like, oh, I'm doing a no-buy, I can have ice cream. I wasn't like that, but I definitely tried to be a bit more conservative in other areas. So, if the house needed laundry detergent, I didn't feel any way about purchasing that because that's not something I feel that is a luxury item or something that everyone in the house is not going to be using. And so that's kind of how I built my boundaries. If the product was going to be just for me, some type of accessory, something that I could be without or I didn't need but necessarily wanted, I guess I limited myself to that. So that's another thing. I had needs and then I had wants, and I completely cut those wants out for 1 month. And I was able to see a huge difference. And so speaking of that, the difference that I did see from the month of January to the month of the month of December to the month of January was a savings of over $500. Got close to $550, but also keep in mind that some of that savings was from buying gifts for Christmas, but also buying gifts for myself for Christmas. Because I'm not gonna lie, when I'm out shopping and I see something cute, I'm like, oh, one for her, one for me, or one for him, one for me. So I did save a significant amount of money, but my savings really came from that online shopping. Once I cut that online shopping, I just felt like I had so much money. And I tried to put that excess money towards other bills, other credit cards, etc. But I did keep track, saved about $550. So if you're in the market for a no buy, you should try it for a month. It's not that bad. I recommend, again, setting boundaries, unsubscribing from those mailing lists, and my other tips if you've watched this video to now. And so if you're looking forward to a no buy month, I encourage you to do it, to try it. It's great. I'm happy that I have one under my belt. And in fact, this month I'm doing another no challenge. And so when I say no challenge, I mean no something challenge, whether it's no buy. But for February, Black History Month, I am doing a no candy challenge. I know, the worst possible month to do that. Valentine's Day is coming, all kinds of candy, right? And thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please click subscribe, and I'll be back for more another time. Thanks so much.